Okay, he's here, Kevin Kietzman on KCMO, the podcast. Kevin Kietzman Has Issues, joining us on 95.7 FM KCMO, and as always, streaming on the KCMO Talk Radio app. Kevin, good morning. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Hi, Pete. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, let's just let you have some fun here out of the gates. You get to rub it in. You said Taylor Swift was going to endorse. I said she wouldn't. And you were right. You were right. I was dead wrong. So please, the floor is yours. Have some fun at my expense.
Well, I didn't necessarily, it never occurred to me that she wouldn't endorse. She's done it in the past. So the endorsement to me doesn't do it. What I've still am predicting is she's going to get involved. I don't think she's done yet. I think she wants to win this thing. And I think she knows she's got 4 years worth of young girls that couldn't vote 4 years ago, aged 18, 19, 20, and 21. And she's going to go do a rally or sing or do a performance or something, a benefit, something with Kamala. I still think that's coming. I hope I'm wrong. I hope she's a smarter business person than that and knows that's not great for her brand. But I think she might be at the point where she doesn't care anymore. And she wants these 18, 19, 20, and 21-year-old girls to get registered, vote for the first time. And for God's sake, vote for who Taylor Swift tells you to vote for, because there would be nothing else in those girls' worlds. That's what they want.
You know, it's interesting because I see this, Kevin, and I look at Patrick Mahomes yesterday totally deflecting when being asked about Donald Trump, talking about Britney on Fox and Friends. I see Usher was on The View yesterday, and they tried to twist his arm to endorse Kamala. He's like, nah, I'm good. Just do your homework. Vote for who you want. Caitlin Clark liked Taylor Swift's post, but was asked to endorse her yesterday and said, no, people should do their own homework and educate yourself and vote for who you want to vote for. Are we moving out of this space where celebrities are realizing they don't have as much political sway as maybe they think they do, and they're avoiding this stuff, and Taylor Swift's kind of the outlier right now?
Well, I don't respect somebody like Caitlin Clark liking a post and then saying I have no opinion or whatever. Either be in or be out. Stay all the way out or all the way in. And I had a buddy text me yesterday and said, could Patrick Mahomes have handled this any better? He was so great at the podium, all this and that. And my response was, give it 5 years. Because in 5 years, he's going to be endorsing a candidate. Patrick Mahomes is going to get a whole bunch of money, win more Super Bowls, and at some point, he's not going to care about the brand. I believe that, and we've seen that. We eventually saw Tom Brady with a MAGA hat in his locker with the Patriots. We see this with almost all these athletes. Aaron Rodgers becoming an anti-vax guy. I mean, clearly outed as a complete and utter conservative. So at some point, you grow up and you say, I'm interested in this stuff. It matters to me. If you are a person that cares in any way, shape, or form. If you really care, you can't stay silent. Taylor Swift clearly cares. Right now, I don't think anybody's asking Travis Kelce. Dude doesn't look like to me that he even knows there's an election coming up. I mean, that's just what I think of Travis. Like, he's Travis Kelce. He doesn't care about these things, right? But you know Mahomes does, and his wife's thinking about it, and they're talking about it, and they're probably looking at it from a tax standpoint. They're making the best money of their lives, and if Kamala's going to raise their taxes 20%, what are we talking about here? Losing $100 million? Well, who wants to lose $100 million in an election? I don't care how much money you have. You don't want to give it to the government. And we need more Americans to think like that. It doesn't matter if you make $50,000 a year or $50 million a year. We are overtaxed. Our government spends too much money. They're out of control, and Americans need to wake up. And why Taylor Swift isn't on that bandwagon is beyond me, because she's a businesswoman. And honest to God, I'm not sure she believes the stuff she's saying. For abortion to be her number one issue is crazy. But it plays right into her fan base, and she's got them all brainwashed.
Now, how are you supposed to square that endorsement of Taylor with the fact that after all the drama last week, or her and Britney still friends after they didn't hang out at Arrowhead, then they hang out at the U.S. Open, then she endorses Taylor Swift? What is the takeaway from all of that, if anything?
I think friends who differ on these things don't talk about it, and they can still be friends and have great lives and friendships and family together. I think there's a lesson to be learned there. Mm-hmm. It's just acceptance. Love other people. Be kind to your friends. Love your family. Love your children. I've got children. I've got a daughter. I don't know how she's going to vote. I think I know how she's going to vote. I'm probably not going to like that. But I love my daughter, and we talk and communicate. We just don't talk about this stuff, and that's okay too. But if you're a celebrity or a public figure and you're into it, I respect Taylor Swift more for actually being into it and doing it than for trying to play it both ways. There's no reason to play it both ways. She left Nashville for a reason. She became a pop star for a reason. All these young girls loved her. She's got the complete and utter whammy on all of them. If she tells them to do something, they will do it. And as long as she can do that, and she really believes in Kamala Harris, knock yourself out. My question with Taylor Swift is, I don't think she really believes in it. I think now she's serving her fans with this stuff because I think she knows her fans are way more liberal than conservative, and she's serving them. I'm not sure she really believes in all the Harris policies.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, we'll see how involved she gets over the next 50 days or so. Kevin Kietzman, his podcast.
Why would abortion be big to Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
she's a smart woman. She's not going to get pregnant. Come on, let's get real. She's been through 26 boyfriends at this point. She's not gotten pregnant. It's not that hard to not get pregnant.
Not that we know.
This is what I don't understand about the whole abortion thing. It's not hard to not get pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She talked about LGBTQ rights. I mean, that's just kind of going right into the fan base, obviously.
What does that have to do with Republicans?
I don't know.
What do we want to do? What policy does Donald Trump have that he wants to take rights away from people?
You know, Donald Trump was technically the first major candidate to endorse gay marriage. Barack Obama did not do it until he was in office. So I just want to make that point clear as well. You're right. And if being against kids chopping off body parts is her definition of being anti-LGBTQ, then I guess, you know what? Sign me up for that. But I agree. There's nothing Donald Trump is doing outside of being against child mutilation that has anything to do against the gay community at all. That's it.
The fact that half of America believes the crap that Democrats spew out about conservative Americans, that we don't like you because the color of your skin or what you do in your bedroom or the religion that you have or anything like this is absolutely absurd. Mm-hmm. If there are people in this country still like that, it is an utterly infinitesimal, tiny little percentage of people that are like that. And maybe they're on the right or maybe they're on the left. Most of the hate I see in this country is on the left. Right now, it's anti-Jew. There's a lot of it on the left. There's a lot of hate. And guess what the left really hates? They really hate conservative white people. Hate the people on the hard left. You want to talk hate in this country? It's on the left.
Kevin Kietzman is here on KCMO Talk Radio. Okay, so this weekend, Chiefs-Bengals. Bengals lost to the Patriots last week. So does that change your thoughts on this game going into Sunday?
Well, look, my concern is that the Chiefs are changing their thoughts. I mean, they think this is going to be easy. You know, it's the NFL. You can't do that. Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Bengals, has a wrist injury, and last year it was devastating for him and ended his season. It appears to still be bothering him, and he showed that in week one, and they were upset. They were a huge favorite against the Patriots and lost. T. Higgins, one of their great receivers, has a hamstring injury and isn't practicing this week and may not play. If the Chiefs this week are sitting here looking at the Bengals going, okay, we got these guys this time, watch out, because if Burrow comes in healthy, the Bengals are more than capable of beating the Chiefs, and they've done it before. This has been the team that's been the toughest on the Chiefs. Maybe this time it's payback. Maybe the Chiefs just run wild on them and run up the scoreboard because they certainly look like they could do that against a lot of teams. But you cannot take this lightly just because it looks like the Chiefs should have an easy time.
Yeah. You at all bothered by, Kelsey obviously being in New York, Mahomes? I don't think any of it really matters. I think this is how Andy Reid has always run his teams. He's pretty much letting his guys do what they do. These guys are veterans. You bothered by that at all, Kevin?
No, because they get their days off, and most of the players go home to where their families are anyway. If you're from, let's say, Louisiana, you took 2 or 3 days and you went to Louisiana. It's almost like a bye week when you play on Thursday and then Sunday. So Andy gives you the time off. You can go wherever you want. You're told when you have to be back, all those things, and you don't miss that. You don't miss that deadline. You get your butt back and get back to work. I do feel bad for Travis Kelce going to the U.S. Open with Taylor Swift because that looked fake as anything I've ever seen. The fake dancing, knowing they were on camera, her swilling her drink. I was embarrassed for Travis Kelce. You want to talk about a beta male? Somebody that looks like a beta male? Travis Kelce looks like he's on a leash, like she's dragging him around. It's pathetic.
You didn't like that little hat he had on there?
Hey, the hat probably was his weird choice. I can deal with what he wears. He looked henpecked, dude. How pathetic was one of the toughest players in the NFL looked that henpecked beta male dragged around on a leash because Taylor Swift is his girl toy. What in the world is that?
Or were they singing? What was the song they were singing together that went viral?
The darkness.
That's
I
right.
believe in a thing called love.
That's right. Yeah, that did look a little corny. And Brittany Mahomes is like,
I guarantee you it was rehearsed.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they told him to play it, and so it would go viral. Come on.
Yeah. Well, Brittany Mahomes is sitting there with her sunglasses on, like, oh man, I got to be sitting next to this right now. It's kind of like when you're a couple that's been together for a while, and you're going out with a couple who's been together for 2 weeks, and they're all lovey-dovey, and you're like, oh my gosh, throw up in my mouth. That's how it came across.
Dude, when Brittany Mahomes is the adult in the room, you might want to look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. All right. Now, what about the Royals there, Kevin? Take me through this team. They're a game and a half up for the wild card spot, one of the wild card spots right now. They're not out of it in the Central. They're 4.5 back of Cleveland. They go to Pittsburgh. Where are they going to end up here in 2.5, 3 weeks?
Cleveland has a ridiculous schedule. Their last 14 games, I think they play 11 of them at home and 3 on the road. So Cleveland's going to win the division. I'll just go ahead and throw that one down. Their schedule is easy, and they play at home. The Royals' schedule is now easy. It's next 4 series. They're off today. Then they're going to play Pittsburgh. They've got Detroit, the Nationals. They've got teams they can beat coming up. So that's going to be really good for the Royals. Can they catch Baltimore, which right now is the last home wild card? There's 4 wild card teams. 2 of them will play at home. 2 of them will play on the road. There is no back and forth in these series. It's a 3-game series. The best the Royals can do, I think, at this point is move up to that number 2 wild card spot by catching Baltimore. And if they could do that, they could play the 3 games at Kauffman Stadium. I don't think they're going to get there. I think we're locked in. I think we know exactly what it's going to be. The Royals or the Twins will be the 3 or the 4. The Royals will then either play at Houston or at Baltimore or New York, whoever doesn't win that division. I think that's where they are. Their pitching is great right now. The Royals are just pitching their eyeballs out. But Bobby Witt's in a slump. For Bobby Witt, he's in a slump. It looks like he's pressing. Vinny Pasquantino's not batting behind him anymore. He's not seeing as many good pitches. They're throwing him breaking stuff off the plate, and he's trying to make things happen, and he's striking out more. Look, his funks aren't 0 for 22. He was 1 for 4 last night with a double. Wasn't a terrible night. But watching him bat right now is just not the same without Vinny in the lineup.
There you go. Kevin Kietzman, the podcast. Kevin Kietzman Has Issues on KCMO. Always appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you, my man.
You're going down in wiffle ball next week, buddy.
That's right. Oh, you know what? That's right. We got our wiffle ball tournament for the Battle Within. We'll talk about that next week, okay?
Done deal.
All right. Kevin Kietzman on KCMO. 1 week today, Kevin and I will be playing each other in a wiffle ball tournament, courtesy of the Battle Within, our veterans organization that we both do some work with here in town.